Welcome back to the channel. I'm Wes Eldridge, and today we are making beef jerky. To get started with making beef jerky, you need to head down to your local supermarket or farm or wherever you get your beef from, and we're going to be looking for a round. Today I've chosen an I-round roast because it has the least amount of fat out of most of the round. And I went ahead and got my butcher at Publix to go ahead and cut this very thin, about 1/8 of an inch thick. It saves a whole lot of time and it ensures that your meat's really consistent. To get started, I got to do some processing on this meat, so let's get going. To start, remove as much fat from the slices. Like many preserving processes, fat can lead to botulism, and nobody wants that. After removing the fat, cut the meat in half to make the jerky more snackable. If you're an animal and like big jerky chips, you can skip this step. I'm saving the fat to make sausage or hamburger meat in the future. I don't know, nothing goes to waste here. Once you're done, put your meat in the fridge while we work on a marinade for the jerky. This is a sweet heat jerky marinade. You're going to start by adding 2 cups of soy sauce to a mixing bowl, followed by adding 2 cups of orange juice. Add about 1/3 a cup of Worcestershire sauce, or however you say it. Add a little liquid smoke. A little goes a long way here, so don't you overdo it. Add about 1/3 a cup of honey for a little bit of sweetness. You can also use sugar or brown sugar here if you would like. Now onto the spices. Add a tablespoon of onion powder. Next add a tablespoon of garlic powder. Now add 1 tablespoon of red pepper flakes. You can add as much or as little here as you like. Same thing with the ground black pepper. You can really tailor this recipe to make it your own. Now mix your marinade vigorously, and I mean vigorously. Nothing's warm, so the honey's gonna fight you. Now pour your marinade over the beef slices and mix. Really get your fingies in there too. We want every piece to touch the marinade, so if you don't, the marinade might not make it to every slice. Cover your beef and marinate in the fridge for at least 4 hours, but preferably overnight. And what I really mean is, you should go overnight. So it's the next day, and the beef jerky's been sitting in its marinade for the past 24 hours. And let me tell you, it is a rainy day here. I can't believe it. This time of year, it's kind of strange for us, but next steps, to load this up, put it in the dehydrator. We're going to dehydrate it at 169 degrees for 4 to 5 hours, and take it along for the journey. Time to start loading up our drying racks. Once a drying rack is filled, you can add more spices here. I'm doing a rack of extra hot by adding red pepper flakes, and a rack with cracked pepper. After you have your dehydrator loaded up, set it to whatever its max temperature is. Mine's 160 something. And then set a timer for 5 hours, and then we just sit back and wait. So we're back, and it's been about 3 hours. And this is when you want to start checking your jerky, just to kind of see the consistency and texture that it is. And this was actually so thin that it's done now. So this is my favorite part, the kind of the first taste of it. Man, it's tender. The liquid smoke adds just a little bit of smoky flavor to it. The soy sauce really sings through. You get a little bit of sweet citrusy from the orange juice. Really great. Only takes a little bit of time. Definitely highly recommend trying this.
Cool.